Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race number 13 of the Mountain Dew Code Red Series. We are here at Daytona for 24 laps of racing in the Subway Firecracker 250. Paul Sardinia and Sidney Vieira are on the front row, but as you know, it is Daytona, and it does not really matter where you start. We saw a nice green flag race all the way in the Truck Series last night. Sean Harple, Michael Cavanero in row 2, Karen Vieira, Ace Rogers row 3, Benjamin Tilton, Dylan Young row 4, with Steve Cavallo and Nolan Bergeron in row number 5. Points leader Cameron Gaddu going to start 12th today, so he is on the outside, so expect him to fall back, but we have 24 laps of racing here today, so it should be interesting. James Morton going to start 21st, and I forget who's third in points, but it should definitely be a good show tonight. Last week's winner, Colby Alves, is going to start 39th. And the Talladega winner, Sheila Sullivan, will start in 40th. But it's sure to be a good race as, who won the truck race? Eric Powers won the truck race. He starts 19th. So, as these guys get ready to move off of pit road, we will get you to the start of tonight's race. So we get ready to go. Green flag racing, 24 laps of action here tonight. Who is going to emerge victorious? How will the point standings look after tonight? Green flag is out. The Subway Firecracker 250 is underway. As we come out of turn 4, leading lap 1 will be Paul Sardinia. Karen Vieira is in second. We see Tilton third and Steve Cavallo fourth, with Zachary Rogers up to fifth. So meanwhile, Paul is in the lead. And I'm just trying to figure out how to adjust my microphone here. Paul holding on to the lead. They're pretty single file right now, which is pretty good, except for back in the pack. They're 3 wide. But the single file up here at the top 10 or so. We did not see anybody wreck in the trucks event. Can these guys go green flag racing all the way to the end too? Pit stops, I would have to say around lap 18, maybe something like that. Maybe halfway or so, I don't know, because I don't think these guys can make it 24 laps. As Karen Vieira will make the first move for a lead change to the race lead in that sponsorless 74 Dodge. Steve Cavallo second in line on the bottom with Cameron Gaddu made his way to the bottom after starting in 12th. Many drivers probably not happy that he's up here. But Cameron trying to give Chevy its first championship in the Code Red Series, as Toyota won in Season 1 with Benjamin Tilton in the number 11 Toyota, I think, was it? Yeah, the number 11. As now Cameron Gaddu will move to the bottom to take the race lead from Karen Vieira. Peter Sands, Nolan Bergeron, Ace Rogers, Michael Amato are the 4 behind him. as Ace and Michael Amato are going to push the 40 of Nolan Bergeron up. As I don't know if anybody really knows, but I have decided that the series won't return after the season ends. It might take a little break from it. Also, I am trying to get a job so I can start making money for that gaming PC. But I don't know. You fill out applications online. I'm going to go to maybe Target after this race and see what's going on. Because I want to work. There's nothing wrong doing a race a day for me, but it's just, it starts to get boring after a while, which is kind of surprising. Like, I love doing these races, but it's just if I do too many a day, it's just like boring. Also, if I do too many a day, I feel like not as many people watch them. Anyway, Cameron Gaddu in the lead, but here comes Michael Cabanero to the bottom to take the race lead. So we're about to hit lap number 8. Here comes Caleb Hoffman now to the bottom with Scott Greeny and Brendan Rogers there. Now they're 3 wide for the race lead. Scott Greeny on the bottom. As now there are 3 wide everywhere. Greeny is clear the 42. Here comes Kyle Collins in the 29. Dylan Young up here to the front. As we are a third of the way through tonight's event, we're going to take a short break and be back for more racing action. Back here live at Daytona on board with James Morton entering the race second in points. As you know, he would love to win a race and try to cut down that points lead from Cameron Gaddu, who has now hit the outside lane. As James Morton moves his way towards the front, Scott Greeny leads the race. So Scott Greeny in the lead, but here comes Benjamin Tilton in that 18 Toyota. When they hit the stripe, it will be 14 to go. Dylan Young moving from top to bottom here. Has teammate James Morton behind him. Let's just look through the field here. Nope, we still have everybody in the main pack as Dylan Young looks to the front. Dylan Young has announced he will not be returning to the Truck Series. He was going to race in Code Red and Cup, but Code Red is not returning. Anyway, we're on the halfway lap here, and I'm guessing pit stops will either, if there are any, they'll probably come around lap 18. I don't know if these guys would wreck coming to pit road. I don't think they would, but it should be interesting. Sam Rogers up to second. Emily Brooks is third. Colby Alves is on the bottom as well. Won last week. As Sam Rogers looks for the race lead. Sam Rogers signing to drive the number 31 truck for next season. Moving from Tony Vieira's Roaring Lion Motorsports team to Zachary Rogers' Zachary Rogers' team, Zachary Rogers Racing. He's also on that team here in Code Red. He does own Front Row Motorsports in Cup. As he continues to lead, there's Nicholas Samudio in the 25. He'll be driving the 98 for ThorSport next season instead of the 88, as another driver was hired to drive that truck next season. As Karen Vieira and Nolan Bergeron have worked their way back up to the front. Here comes Karen Vieira for the race lead with 10 laps to go. Peter Sands, Zachary Fitzwater on the bottom. So Karen continues to lead. As Peter Sands will stay behind the 74. Zachary Fitzwater clearing out for third. So the top three is single file. Here comes Cameron Harple with Max Neuwirth and Sheila Sullivan in the 98. Zachary Fitzwater trying to get to the inside of Peter Sands. He just does not have the speed nor draft support, as now the top five is single file. Eight laps to go here at Daytona. Drivers are kind of trying to settle down a little bit to get in position. Question is, when will these drivers make their moves? We see Cindy Vieira, who started second, back up to the front. Nico Tringali and Alan Cavanero are moved up here as well. And if these drivers do pit, timing your move to the front is always a good idea. No sign of any goers yet. They might make it all the way green, I'm not sure. Karen Vieira leads, then Peter Sands, Cameron Harple, Cindy Vieira. Here comes Alan Cavanero with Steve Carvalho and Zachary Rogers. And Cameron Gaddu made it back up to the front. No, that's Skylar Dixon. Never mind. Their cars look so alike. And now, Cameron Harple made a move for second, but Cindy Vieira to the bottom will take it instead. And we got takers for pit road. Michael Amato, Sean Harple, Zachary Rogers, and some of those drivers had to slow up. And one of them is Cameron Gaddu. So Cameron Gaddu might get a bad luck shot here. So these drivers will come to pit road. When we will see Karen Vieira make the move. Here they come. Here come the leaders. Everybody but Max Neuwirth, who had to slow way down. And oh, they wrecked! Sam Rogers is around. Zachary Fitzwater. Somebody's smoking. That's Cameron Gaddu. Did the caution fly? Yes, the caution flag has come out, and this is going to change a lot. These two will slow down. These two are going to have to pit still. It looks like everybody managed to make it out ahead. So while these drivers make their pit stops, they will then have to regroup to the end of the pacing line. So Max Neuwirth and Colby House are going to pit, and they're going to end up way in the back. But I don't see this race coming back green. So let's take a quick look and see what happened to Cameron Gaddu and others. Alright, so they're coming down the pit. Here's Sam Rogers. I think the problem here was there was a pack behind them, and that pack could not slow down in time. Cameron Gaddu looks like he's just going to come in too hard. He's going to slam to the back of Zachary Fitzwater, who then moves forward into Sam Rogers. And that just killed Cameron Gaddu's car. So he will most likely finish the race last. You see Scott Greeny with heavy damage there too. That's a tough break for a lot of drivers. So Neuwirth and Colby Alves were the only two that had stayed out. I don't know if they have the fuel to make it to the end, though. Let's stick it on board with Cameron Gaddu. Riding on board with Cameron Gaddu. He just can't slow it down in time. And that's a tough break for the points leader. Let's get you back to live action. Okay, so we're back here live. We're coming to 3 to go. Cavallo leads it. Cavanero second. Cameron Gaddu, Zachary Fitzwater, and Scott Greeny are all out of the race. Philip Tringali is a lap down. I don't know if he's coming back out. I don't see any damage on his car. It looks like Cameron Gaddu is going to finish, at the worst, he'll finish 38th. So Max Neuwirth and Colby Alves did come to pit road. Okay, now the lights are still on. Now, if the lights are still on when they come around to hit 2 to go, we will not go back racing, and Steve Cavallo will win this race. So, Colby Alves and Max Neuwirth completed their stops and came out, because everybody else was catching up, came out ahead of where Dylan Young and everybody behind him were, because they had to slow down because of the crash. So they will not finish way back. But James Morton is going to have the bad luck of only finishing 33rd if we do not go back green. But everybody else ahead is going to gain a ton of points. I know for a fact Cavallo is somewhat in the top 10 in points, I think. Actually, no, hang on. I think he might be top 10. I can't remember. I always forget if he's fallen outside or not. But Brenda Rogers is up there in points, and she's probably going to get the biggest break out of this. Ace Rogers, I think, might be up there in points too, so those two might get the biggest break. But come back and see if these guys go green or not. Well, guess what, guys? We're going to have a one-lap shootout, and this reminds me of the Season 2 Daytona 500. Sam York was leading coming out of Turn 4, but he had to pit along with some other drivers for fuel, and Steve Cavallo ended up winning that race. Now, Alan Cavanero knows if he wants to win, he's got to get a good jump. He's just got to get a good jump, follow Cavallo into Turn 1, and then pass him going into Turn 3. And the draft is just going to help him. But I would say anybody in the top 5 has a very, very good shot of winning this race. Philip Tringali did come back out on track. You see him here catching up to the end of the line. So this is where it's going to get interesting because Cameron Gaddu will finish 38th. So he's going to finish 38th. So the big question is where does James Morton finish? If James Morton can stick to a bottom line, he might gain like 5 spots. Because these guys will be speeding up. They won't be maintaining speed, so it will be a lot faster to pass on the bottom. Wow, this is going to be what a finish for a one-lap shootout. It's going to be 1 lap to go. Here we go, boys. Pace car dives down to pit road. 1 lap left in the Subway Firecracker 250. Who is it going to be? Cavallo got a good start. Cavanero did not. There goes Cindy Vieira to the bottom. Cindy Vieira's on the bottom. Karen Vieira, Ace Rogers. But can they catch up to Steve Cavallo? That is the very huge question. Ooh, here comes the 4. Not going to get him in turn 3. She's going to have to find the way to get him. Coming out of turn 4, here comes Cindy Vieira in the 4 car. She's peeking. She does not look though. Steve Cavallo will win the Subway Firecracker 250 at Daytona. That's his first Code Red Series win. And that's his first win in a long time. Cindy Vieira 2nd, Ace Rogers 3rd, Peter Sands 4th, Alan Cavanero 5th, Kyle Collins 6th, Karen Vieira 7th, Caleb Hoffman 8th, with Paul Sardinia 9th, and Skylar Dixon 10th. James Martin will finish 27th. So he's going to gain 10 points, I think, because I know Gadu led a lap. But what a great race, guys. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow night for the Cup Series event. It's sure to be a great one. And I will see you guys then.